If you found your way here tonight, perhaps it's because the mind won't settle. Perhaps you've carried too much through your day, or too many thoughts into the night. Here, you'll find only warmth and the hum of old stories. I invite you now to rest by the forge and listen, not to history as written in books, but to the memory of a man who lived it. A blacksmith, a father, a keeper of fire and steel. This is the tale of one long, sleepless night, when the iron spoke, and legacy was shaped by hand. When you think of a Viking, what do you see? A helmet with horns, a battle axe in a blood-stained hand, an unstoppable force of rage and plunder? What if I told you that the Vikings were not just raiders, but brilliant navigators, masterful artists, and peaceful traders who built a global network that stretched from modern-day Canada to the Middle East? This is the story of the Vikings you've never heard, the story that lies beyond the raid, the hearth and the longhouse. Close your eyes and let the outside world fade away. Picture yourself standing on a quiet fjord in a time long past, a time of long dark winters and crisp clear nights. We are not on a battlefield or a raiding ship, but on a peaceful Viking farmstead, and a gentle snow is beginning to fall outside. The air is still and silent, and the only sound is the soft crunch of your boots on the path leading to the longhouse. Push aside the heavy wooden door and step inside. The cold immediately vanishes, replaced by a deep, enveloping warmth. The air is thick with a gentle, earthy fragrance, the scent of pine smoke from the central hearth, the subtle, savory smell of roasting meat slowly turning on a spit, and the faint, sweet scent of dried herbs hanging from the rafters. It's a smell of comfort, of home, and of life. The longhouse itself is a single, massive room, a world unto itself. The low, sloping roof is supported by 2 rows of sturdy, intricately carved wooden posts. The walls are made of timber, insulated with layers of peat and sod to keep out the biting cold. The only light comes from the dancing flames of the hearth, a shallow pit dug into the packed earth floor, right in the center of the room. The smoke rises lazily, a living, twisting column of grey that finds its way out through a simple vent in the roof. This firelight is the heart of the home. It is life, it is warmth, and it is a beacon against the darkness. The firelight casts long, shifting shadows that play across the faces of the people gathered within. They are not warriors with fierce expressions, but a family, old and young, men and women. At rest, hear the low murmur of their voices, a gentle, rhythmic flow of conversation in a language you can't understand, but the tone is peaceful and familiar. The words are like a river flowing around you, a soft sound that is both calming and constant. A circle of children sits cross-legged on the floor near the hearth, their faces illuminated by the fire's glow. Their eyes are wide with wonder, as an old woman with hands as gnarled as tree roots works a spindle. She spins wool into thread, her fingers moving with a practiced ease that comes from a lifetime of such work. As she spins, her voice is a soft rumble, a soothing rhythm, as she tells a story of the gods, of Odin and Thor, not as fearsome warriors, but as caretakers of the world, figures of strength and wisdom, who guide the seasons and protect the harvest. Her words are a lullaby, weaving a spell of peace and tradition. Look around the longhouse. Along the walls, raised platforms serve as benches by day and beds by night. They are covered in thick wool blankets woven in simple, earthy patterns and soft animal furs, wolf, bear, and deer hides that provide warmth and comfort. On one of these platforms, a young woman sits at a loom, Her hands move with quiet grace, her fingers passing the shuttle back and forth, weaving a colourful tapestry. It's not a banner of conquest, but a beautiful scene of horses, trees, and sun-drenched fields, a memory of summer to warm the long winter nights. The rhythmic clack of the loom is a comforting sound, a sign of industry and creativity in the quiet of the home. The sounds of the longhouse are simple and comforting. The crackle and pop of the logs on the fire, a constant companion to the family. The soft clinking of wooden cups as someone takes a slow drink of ale. The gentle hum of the spinning wheel. And from a separate, smaller room attached to the main hall, you can hear the lowing of a cow and the gentle bleating of a sheep. Their warmth a welcome addition to the longhouse. Their presence a promise of milk and wool for the days to come. This is a world of quiet strength, of community and of survival. It is a world where the most important battles are not fought with swords, but against the biting cold, with the warmth of the fire and the strength of family. The longhouse is more than just a shelter. It is a living entity, a protector against the harsh world outside. Feel the deep, gentle heat of the fire on your face. Listen to the peaceful rhythm of the longhouse, and know that tonight you are safe and at home in the quiet heart of the Viking world. The Viking story you're crafting is a sleep story, so the detailed explanation of Part 2 should maintain that gentle, evocative tone. It's not a dry historical lecture, but a journey into the poetic and practical mind of a Viking seafarer. The sagas and the stars. The fire in the longhouse has settled now, its flames dying down to a warm red glow. The air is still, and the rhythmic breathing of a sleeping family fills the space. A deep sense of peace has fallen over the longhouse. It's a time for quiet, for reflection, and for the world to rest. Now, with a soft creak of the door, imagine we step outside together. The crisp, cold air of the northern night rushes to greet us, fresh and clean. Look up. Above us, the sky is a vast, inky canvas, not empty, but alive with a million points of light. It's a clear night, and the stars are so close you feel as if you could reach out and touch them. The Vikings were not just people of the land, they were people of the sea, and on the open ocean, far from any shoreline, the stars were their only constant companions. They didn't have maps drawn on parchment or modern compasses that pointed to a magnetic north. Their navigation was an art, a combination of instinct, observation, and a profound, personal connection to the cosmos. As we look up, we can see the same constellations they saw. The most important of all was the guiding star, which we call Polaris, the North Star. The Vikings knew this star was a fixed point in the heavens, a celestial anchor. It was their unblinking eye in the night sky, always showing them the way north. They would measure its height above the horizon to understand their latitude, a way of knowing how far north or south they had traveled. It was the star of home, the star that promised a return to the fjords and the longhouse. But their relationship with the stars went much deeper than simple navigation. They wove their myths and sagas into the constellations themselves. Look for a familiar group of stars, a constellation we call the Big Dipper. To the Vikings, this was not just a spoon in the sky, it was the Karlsvagen, the man's chariot. Some legends said it was the wagon of Thor, the god of thunder, racing across the heavens, his journey mirroring the daily and yearly paths of the stars. And the fainter constellation nearby, which we call the Little Dipper, was the Kevavnervagen, the woman's chariot. The Vikings also knew the story of the Pleiades, that shimmering cluster of stars we see tonight. They called them Freya's hens. And the great sprawling band of light we call the Milky Way, To them it was the celestial rainbow bridge, Bifrost, a burning archway connecting our world, Midgard, to the realm of the gods, Asgard. These star patterns weren't just for sailors, they were for everyone. A farmer could look up and know what time of year it was by which constellations were visible. They were part of a celestial calendar, a great cosmic clock that told them when to sow, when to harvest, and when the long winter would finally begin to wane. This knowledge was not written down in books. It was passed from generation to generation, through oral tradition, through the sagas, the epic tales of their gods and heroes. Imagine a Viking family gathered in their longhouse, not unlike the one we've just left. The storyteller or skald would recite a saga, and the stars above would be the very stage for the narrative. The heroic deeds of Odin, the mighty thunder of Thor, the cunning of Loki, all of it played out in the dance of the constellations across the night sky. The Vikings were master astronomers without telescopes. They saw the cosmos not as a cold, empty void, but as a living tapestry, rich with meaning, myth, and guidance. It was a sky full of gods and giants, of heroes and their chariots, all moving in a perfect, predictable rhythm. So as we stand here, beneath this star-strewn sky, feel that same sense of connection. Feel the quiet power of the past and the wisdom of those who learned to read the heavens like a book. Let your mind drift on the slow, steady current of the stars, and let their ancient light guide you into a deep and peaceful sleep. This explanation for Part 3, The Call of the Ocean, will be a detailed, peaceful narrative that focuses on the craftsmanship and peaceful purpose of Viking ships. The tone remains gentle and immersive, ideal for a sleep story. The Call of the Ocean. The sun is just beginning to rise, painting the sky in a soft, pearly light. The air is cold and fresh, carrying the clean, briny smell of the sea. We are no longer in the cozy longhouse, nor beneath the vast, starry sky. We have journeyed down to the fjord's edge, to a place of incredible craft and quiet industry. A Viking boatyard. Forget the image of a fearsome, dragon-headed warship slicing through waves. The sounds here are not the shouts of warriors, but the rhythmic, peaceful noises of creation. The air is alive with the gentle, purposeful hum of work, the steady thud of mallets on wood, the whisper of chisels shaping a plank, and the soft rasp of sandpaper smoothing a surface. It is a symphony of skilled labor. The Vikings were masters of the sea, and their ships were not just vessels, but works of art. Marvels of engineering built for a specific purpose. We are looking at the skeleton of a ship taking shape, not a longship built for speed and raiding, but a nar. A nar is a different kind of Viking ship altogether. Look at its wide, rounded hull. This is a cargo vessel, built for carrying not warriors, but the wealth of trade, furs, wool, timber, and grain. Its broad belly is designed to hold a great deal of goods, and its high sides are meant to handle the heavy seas of the open ocean. Watch the master shipwrights at work. Their hands are calloused and strong, their movements deliberate and precise. They work not with blueprints on paper, but with knowledge passed down through generations, their designs held in their minds, and in their connection to the wood itself. They carefully select the curved timber from the forest, each piece chosen to fit a specific place on the ship's frame. They use axes and chisels to shape the oak and pine, each strike of the tool a mark of their incredible skill. Listen to the sounds. The rhythmic tapping of a hammer as a man carefully fits a wooden peg into a hole. The soft, rhythmic sound of an adze carving the shape of the hull, shaving away thin curls of wood that fall to the ground like golden ribbons. The air smells of sawdust and salt, and you can feel the sense of pride and purpose in every person here. This Gnar will not carry men to raid distant lands. It will carry a family on a long journey to trade with the Franks, the Saxons, or the Rus. It will sail for weeks or even months, its square woolen sail catching the wind, its sturdy construction a testament to the Viking belief in peaceful exploration and commerce. It will return, laden not with stolen treasure, but with the spoils of a successful exchange. Rich textiles, fine-smelling spices, beautiful glass beads, and silver coins that will enrich the entire community. The Gnar represents a different kind of Viking strength, the strength of ingenuity, of trade, and of peaceful connection. It is the vessel of merchants, explorers, and settlers. It speaks of a people who were not just raiders, but who built a global network of trade, connecting distant lands and exchanging not only goods, but ideas, stories, and cultures. So as we stand here, let the gentle sounds of the boatyard wash over you. The soft lapping of the water against the shore, the rhythmic work of the craftsman, and the feeling of purpose and creation. Imagine this ship, finally finished, pushing off from the shore, its sail unfurling, and its crew looking ahead to a long journey of discovery and trade. Let the quiet call of the ocean, the promise of new horizons, and the steady rhythm of the work lull you into a deep and peaceful sleep. This detailed explanation of Part 4, the market and the craftsman, maintains the calming, immersive tone of the sleep story. It focuses on the sensory experience of a Viking market, highlighting it as a place of peaceful commerce and cultural exchange, a stark contrast to the common stereotype of the raiding Viking. The market and the craftsman. Leave the quiet, peaceful boatyard behind. We are now traveling to a different kind of center of Viking life, a bustling, vibrant market. The sounds are no longer just the rhythm of craftsmanship, but a lively, joyful symphony of human interaction. The air is alive with the chatter of many languages, the bartering of merchants, and the friendly greetings of friends and neighbors. The market is a sprawling collection of stalls and tents, arranged along a wide, dusty path by the sea. The air is a rich tapestry of scents. The savory aroma of roasted pork and freshly baked bread from a cooking fire mingles with the earthy smell of fresh leather and the metallic tang of newly forged iron. You can smell the sweetness of wild honey and the sharp, clean scent of cured fish. This is not a place of conflict, but of commerce and community. Here, the wealth of the Viking world is not stolen treasure, but the value of goods and the skill of the human hand. Walk with me through the stalls. We can see people from all over the known world. A trader from the Rus, his face weathered by the eastern winds, is exchanging fine furs for a bundle of amber, a precious gem from the Baltic coast. A merchant from the Frankish kingdom, dressed in rich, colourful cloth, is trading beautiful, intricate glass beads and fine wine for a large stack of woolen blankets, thick and warm against the cold. The Vikings were not isolated. They were part of a vast, interconnected network, a web of trade that stretched from the icy north to the bustling markets of Byzantium and the Arab world. And let's pause at the stall of a silversmith. He is not just a tradesman, he is a master artist. Watch his hands. They are steady and precise, as he uses a small hammer and chisel to meticulously carve a delicate animal knotwork pattern onto a silver brooch. The design is a swirling, interwoven pattern of fantastical beasts, their forms flowing into each other in a continuous, elegant loop. This is a testament to the Vikings' profound artistic sensibility, a creativity that they applied to everyday objects, turning them into small masterpieces. The soft, rhythmic tap-tap-tap of his hammer is a calming sound, a sign of patience and skill. Further on, a master potter is shaping a beautiful clay vessel on a spinning wheel. His hands are caked in the rich brown earth, and he works with a focused intensity, creating a perfect, elegant shape from a lump of clay. The pot is not just a container, it is a work of functional art, a piece of everyday life made with care and dedication. The sounds of the market are a peaceful cacophony. The gentle lowing of a cow being led to sale, the cheerful call of a boy selling dried fish, the quiet, rhythmic work of a leather worker sewing a new sheath for a knife. These are the sounds of a society built on hard work and exchange, not on violence. This is the true heart of the Viking economy, a world of artisans, traders and farmers, exchanging not just goods but also ideas and stories. It's a peaceful symphony of life, a gentle hum of commerce and community. The wealth and prosperity of this society was built not on plunder, but on the back of their ships, their cleverness, and their willingness to connect with other cultures. Let the sounds and scents of the market wash over you. Feel the energy of the crowd, the sense of connection and shared purpose. Imagine the stories being told, the deals being struck, and the lives being lived. This world, so often portrayed as one of chaos and conflict, was also a world of remarkable peace and industry. Let the gentle murmur of the marketplace lull you into a deep and peaceful sleep. This detailed explanation of Part 5, the fields and the farmstead, maintains the calm and immersive tone of the sleep story. It focuses on the cyclical nature of Viking agricultural life, highlighting the quiet strength, hard work and deep connection to the land that formed the foundation of their society, the fields and the farmstead. Let's leave the bustling market behind and journey to the quiet, peaceful heart of the Viking world, the farmstead. The sounds of commerce fade into the distance, replaced by the soft, enduring sounds of the land. The air is no longer filled with the smells of trade, but with the rich, earthy scent of soil and the clean, fresh smell of the wind blowing over the fields. We are standing at the edge of a small Viking village, where a few longhouses are nestled into a gentle valley. The low winter sun casts long, soft shadows over the fields, now fallow and covered in a thin dusting of snow. This is a time of rest for the earth, but the work of the farm is never truly finished. The Viking year was a cycle of endless, back-breaking labor, but it was a labor of purpose and survival. Listen closely. The sound you hear is not of a sword being sharpened, but of a lowing cow in a nearby barn, its deep call a familiar, comforting sound. You can hear the gentle bleating of sheep, their thick wool a promise of warmth for the coming months. A flock of chickens cluck softly as they scratch for food near a compost heap. These are the sounds of a living, breathing farm, the foundation of all Viking society. Watch a young man, his shoulders broad from a lifetime of labor, as he mends a wooden fence. His movements are practiced and slow, born of a deep respect for the materials and the land. He uses a simple, hand-forged axe to shape a new post, his work methodical and calm. There is a quiet strength in his actions, a sense of self-reliance that define the Viking farmer. Their strength was not in conquest, but in their ability to provide for their family and community. Nearby, a woman is milking a cow, her hands steady and gentle. Her face is weathered by sun and wind, a testament to her time spent in the open air. The gentle squirt of the milk into the wooden pail is a rhythmic, peaceful sound. This woman is a central figure in the farmstead. She manages the dairy, makes cheese and butter, tends to the vegetable garden in the summer, and oversees the weaving and mending of clothes. Her work is as vital as the man's, a partnership forged in the hard realities of survival. The lives of these farmers were tied to the land and the seasons. Their year was a rhythm of planting barley and oats in the spring, tending to the fields in the summer, harvesting the crops in the autumn, and preparing for the long, cold winter ahead. Their wealth was not in gold or silver, but in a full storehouse of grain, a healthy herd of cattle and sheep, and a full cellar of preserved foods. This was true prosperity. This farmstead is a place of enduring peace, a testament to a society built on the most basic and fundamental of human needs, to feed and shelter one's family. The strength of the Vikings was not just in their warriors, but in the enduring resilience of the farmer who worked the land year after year through sun and snow to ensure the survival of their community. So, as we stand here, let the quiet strength of the farmstead wash over you, the soft bleating of the sheep, the lowing of the cow, the gentle sounds of work. Feel the deep connection to the earth, the sense of purpose, and the peaceful rhythm of the seasons. Let these steady, calming sounds and images of the Viking farm lull you into a deep and peaceful sleep. This detailed explanation of Part 6, The Long Journey Home, serves as the gentle conclusion to the Viking sleep story. It brings together the themes of peaceful exploration, community, and the deep comfort of returning home. The narrative is designed to be a calming resolution, leading the listener into a final, peaceful state of rest. The long journey home. The day is now fading, and a gentle hush falls over the world. The sun is setting over the fjord, painting the sky in a breathtaking palette of soft oranges, deep purples, and hazy pinks. The water is calm and dark, reflecting the last warm light of the day like a shattered mirror. Now, let's look out to the water. The ship we saw being built in the boatyard, the sturdy merchant Nar, is finally visible on the horizon. It is a beautiful sight, its single square woolen sail catching the last light of the sun, full of a gentle, steady breeze. It is not a ship returning from a raid, but from a long, successful journey of peaceful trade. It is heading home. On the deck of the Nar, a Viking family sits together, wrapped in thick, warm cloaks. They are not warriors returning with the spoils of war, but explorers and traders returning with the riches of peaceful exchange. The ship is laden not with plundered gold, but with the valuable fruits of their journey, fine spices from distant lands, rolls of rich, colorful cloth, and new tools and goods that will enrich the lives of everyone in their community. Feel the gentle, rhythmic rocking of the ship. The soft lapping of the waves against the hull is a constant soothing sound, a natural lullaby. The sail creaks softly in the breeze, a sound that promises a swift and safe passage. The air smells of salt and fresh wind, a smell that has become as familiar as the air in their own longhouse. The family on the deck is quiet, but they are not silent. They are talking, but their voices are low and calm. They are telling stories, not of battles, but of the people they met on their journey. They speak of the bustling markets in foreign lands, of the beautiful crafts they saw, and of the different customs they experienced. They are sharing the stories that will become the new sagas of their family, tales of exploration, ingenuity, and connection. As the last light of the sun fades, the first stars begin to appear in the darkening sky. They are the same stars we saw earlier, the same celestial guides that the Vikings used to navigate their vast ocean journeys. The family on the deck looks up at the sky, at Polaris, the steady North Star, and they know in their hearts that they are nearly home. The journey is almost at an end, and the comfort of the longhouse with its warm fire and sleeping family awaits them. The ship is a symbol of their quiet strength, their ability to venture far beyond their home, to trade and connect, and to always find their way back. The long journey home is a journey of contentment, of a mission fulfilled, and of the deep, profound peace that comes from knowing you are returning to where you belong. So let your mind drift on the gentle, steady current of the ship. Feel the calm of the sea, the soft glow of the fading day, and the promise of a peaceful return. Let the lapping waves, the gentle breeze, and the feeling of a long journey coming to its perfect, quiet end lull you into a deep and peaceful sleep. This detailed explanation of Part 6, The Long Journey Home, serves as the gentle conclusion to the Viking sleep story. It brings together the themes of peaceful exploration, community, and the deep comfort of returning home. The narrative is designed to be a calming resolution, leading the listener into a final, peaceful state of rest. The long journey home. The day is now fading, and a gentle hush falls over the world. The sun is setting over the fjord, painting the sky in a breathtaking palette of soft oranges, deep purples, and hazy pinks. The water is calm and dark, reflecting the last warm light of the day like a shattered mirror. Now let's look out to the water. The ship we saw being built in the boatyard, the sturdy merchant Nar, is finally visible on the horizon. It is a beautiful sight, its single square woolen sail catching the last light of the sun, full of a gentle, steady breeze. It is not a ship returning from a raid, but from a long, successful journey of peaceful trade. It is heading home. On the deck of the Nar, a Viking family sits together, wrapped in thick, warm cloaks. They are not warriors returning with the spoils of war, but explorers and traders returning with the riches of peaceful exchange. The ship is laden not with plundered gold, but with the valuable fruits of their journey, fine spices from distant lands, rolls of rich, colorful cloth, and new tools and goods that will enrich the lives of everyone in their community. Feel the gentle, rhythmic rocking of the ship. The soft lapping of the waves against the hull is a constant, soothing sound, a natural lullaby. The sail creaks softly in the breeze, a sound that promises a swift and safe passage. The air smells of salt and fresh wind, a smell that has become as familiar as the air in their own longhouse. The family on the deck is quiet, but they are not silent. They are talking, but their voices are low and calm. They are telling stories not of battles, but of the people they met on their journey. They speak of the bustling markets in foreign lands, of the beautiful crafts they saw, and of the different customs they experienced. They are sharing the stories that will become the new sagas of their family, tales of exploration, ingenuity, and connection. As the last light of the sun fades, the first stars begin to appear in the darkening sky. They are the same stars we saw earlier, the same celestial guides that the Vikings used to navigate their vast ocean journeys. The family on the deck looks up at the sky, at Polaris, the steady North Star, and they know in their hearts that they are nearly home. The journey is almost at an end, and the comfort of the longhouse, with its warm fire and sleeping family, awaits them. The ship is a symbol of their quiet strength, their ability to venture far beyond their home, to trade and connect, and to always find their way back. The long journey home is a journey of contentment, of a mission fulfilled, and of the deep, profound peace that comes from knowing you are returning to where you belong. So, let your mind drift on the gentle, steady current of the ship. Feel the calm of the sea, the soft glow of the fading day, and the promise of a peaceful return. Let the lapping waves, the gentle breeze, and the feeling of a long journey coming to its perfect quiet end lull you into a deep and peaceful sleep.